Okay, let's read some from Exodus chapter 4 and take another listen to Ron Wyatt. I did a little more research since the last recording. I was looking at the Ark Discovery website, which is here. I just ordered a DVD from them, so I look forward to sharing that with somebody that I know. And I also did a little more research about other things and came to, here's their address, and looks like their phone number isn't completely listed, but it's in Tennessee. And one of the things I went and looked at was a previous episode. I'd read something from the web off about William Tyndale right here, this link. So at this site, I read this description of William Tyndale. It's a list of people they think are particularly relevant to the history of planet Earth, I guess, really at first, and then specifically religion and Christianity. So there's William Tyndale. And I also looked to see that John Wycliffe, who's called the Morning Star of the Reformation, is listed as well. So next episode, I think I'll read this, chapter 17, John Wycliffe. There he is. I've never seen him before, so now I know if that's a good representation of his image. That's the first time I've seen him personally, and there he is. Hello, Mr. Wycliffe. Thank you for your work, sir. We'll read more about you next time. And this time, I just picked the spot at random after the first hour. I don't know what this is going to say, but I think it's going to talk about Mount Sinai or the crossing of the Red Sea. Let's take a listen.
To this beach. It had fallen down and was lying in the edge of the water, but today it is about 500 feet from the sea and has been set in concrete. The unique features of the red granite pillar include the fact that it is of Phoenician or Hebrew design and is 3,000 years old. It was placed here for a reason, to mark the location of the crossing of the Red Sea on dry ground. This pillar is even mentioned in the Bible, a pillar to the Lord at its, Egypt's border.
Cool. We're going to get to Isaiah later. But all this stuff is just so incredibly fascinating. Apparently, from what I've seen, and I've watched the stuff about Ron Wyatt's discoveries a few times now because it's so compelling, and Ron comes across as so genuine and sincere, and he really put a lot on the line, struggled a lot, took a lot of chances, and dedicated himself to his vision of finding things and following God's lead. So, what an amazing story for modern times that is. Let's read from Exodus chapter 4, verses 18 through 23, and then we'll pick it up next time. Moses yet and turned again to Jethro, his wife's father, and said to him, I shall go, and turn again to my brethren into Egypt, that I see whether they live in yet. That I see whether they live in yet. Sorry, I have a little bit of the hiccups. To whom Jethro said, Go thou in peace. Therefore the Lord said to Moses in Midian, Go thou and turn again to Egypt, for all they been dead that sought in thy life. Moses took his wife and his sons and put him on an ass, and he turned again to Egypt, and bar the yard of God in his hand. And the Lord said to him, turning again to Egypt, Say that thou do all wonders which I have put in thine hand before Pharaoh. I shall make hard his heart, and he shall not deliver the people. And thou shalt say to him, The Lord saith these things, My first gendered son is Israel. I said to thee, Deliver thou my son, that he serve me, and thou not deliver him. Lo, I shall slay the first gendered son. Now King James. And Moses went and returned to Jethro his father-in-law, and said unto him, Let me go, I pray thee, and return unto my brethren which are in Egypt, and see whether they be yet alive. And Jethro said to Moses, Go in peace, And the Lord said unto Moses in Midian, Go return unto Egypt, for all the men are dead which sought thy life. And Moses took his wife and his sons, and set them upon an ass, and he returned to the land of Egypt. And Moses took the rod of God in his hand. And the Lord said unto Moses, When thou goest to return into Egypt, see that thou do all those wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thine hand. But I will harden his heart, that he shall not let the people go. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, Thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. And I say unto thee, Let my son go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. So ends the reading. Alright, let's listen to a little more from this amazing video, and then we'll pick it up next time.
At the south end of the beach is where we can see the pillar. A matching column on the other side of the Gulf in Saudi Arabia was found by Ron Wyatt in 1984 and was shown to Saudi authorities. On the Saudi pillar were Hebrew inscriptions which included the words Pharaoh, Mizraim or Egypt, Moses, death, water, Yahweh, Solomon, and Edom. The inscriptions on this column have been removed, since the Egyptians living here were not excited about a Hebrew celebration marker, located in their own backyard.
No, I'm sure they weren't too excited about that at all. Especially since the Hebrews escaped. And all the Pharaoh's army that was chasing them went underwater.